Back on free agent fever, and the Lakers have a history of making moves in free agency and with trades, and this list of legends grows now. It was Wilt by trade, Kareem by trade, Shaq via free agency, the great GP via free agency, Karl Malone as well in that same year where they were coming together to win a title, and then Detroit got him in the 2004 finals. Now you add LeBron James to that long list of illustrious players, and we've got an illustrious player with us right now on the phone. It is Hall of Famer as well as NBA TV and TNT analyst Kevin McHale. And, Coach, did you ever think that LeBron would be a Laker, and where does he rank with the Wilts and the Shaqs who have gone there after starting their careers with another team?
Oh, I mean, this is a huge signing for the Lakers, and I mean, Magic's just got to be so excited. I really, for some reason, I just felt that he was going to stay in Cleveland. I don't know why. I just had kind of my gut feeling with LeBron, and that move to the Lakers. All of a sudden, they're relevant again, and I think the NBA is better when the Lakers are relevant. I really believe that. But as far as that goes, I mean, that's huge. I mean, look, in my era of guys, I looked at Wilt. And he was like, I loved watching him play when I was, a young kid, and he was just so powerful and strong. And so, LeBron is in that ilk. I mean, he's as good as it gets. LeBron is as good of a player as the NBA has ever seen. And him going to the Lakers, they're not a championship caliber team right now today, but they're a playoff team, and they're a team that can win a series or two. I just don't think that they are quite as good as Houston or Golden State right now, but this is huge for Magic, huge for the Lakers, and and big for the NBA. Look at, we're talking about it now. Normally, free agency starts, and it's one of the biggest stories that that I can remember. LeBron going to the Lakers.
Kevin, the Lakers being a lottery team and adding a superstar, obviously trending up. One championship caliber team that's lost a big piece of what they did was Trevor Ariza. You know that Houston situation well, and we're with Trevor. How big a loss is that, and how will they overcome it?
That is a big loss. Trevor just did so much for that team. He was just good in the locker room. He was just a pro's pro. Just, made the three ball, defended just a variety of people. You could put him on just about anybody. And he never, the thing I loved about Trevor when you're coaching him, he never ever shirked responsibility. Like you'd say, hey, you got this guy. He'd say, I got him. And when things got tough, Trevor would say, let me take this guy. He's hot. I'll shut him down. So that's tough to lose a guy like that. He's a big part of the fabric of that team. Plus just his style of play fit. I thought that when Houston was doing all that switching and able to switch everything, it got Golden State last year in the playoffs last spring to play almost iso ball exclusively for a few games. And I think that they're going to miss the ability to switch everything defensively and have Trevor just be able to switch out and just guard such a variety of people.
Kevin, Brendan Haywood here. Talking about LeBron James leaving the East, going to the West, that clears the way for your old team, the Boston Celtics, now to possibly be the best team in the East and make an NBA Finals run. What do you feel about that? What do you think their chances are if they were to run up against Golden State?
Well, I think that getting everybody healthy, of course, for the Celtics right now is key. They have to have everybody, healthy and ready to go. But if their entire roster is available and healthy, and they play Golden State, they have an opportunity. They can switch everything else, and they got a lot of people that can play a lot of different positions defensively. And I think that's what you got to have against the Golden State. I just don't think that you can't put two on the ball. You can't, they just kill you throwing back. Draymond Green gets the pick and roll. You put two on the ball. Draymond Green gets it, goes downhill, makes plays, opens up Klay Thompson, opens all these guys. I think, like I said earlier, Houston's ability to defend and switch everything kind of had Golden State on the ropes there. Then Chris Paul got hurt, it changed. But I like Boston's roster makeup if everybody's healthy to be able to match up with them. And I think really Toronto, Boston, and Philly are all breathing a huge sigh of relief, and thank God LeBron's out of the East. None of those guys could ever get by him. So they're all thinking, okay, we got a chance.
Kevin, I want to tap into your experience as a shot caller in the NBA. If you were running the Lakers, would you mortgage the future to acquire a Kawhi Leonard or a DeMarcus Cousins now, or wait till the summer of 2019 when a guy like Kawhi Leonard could be signed perhaps as an unrestricted free agent? Would you be all in right now if you were the Lakers?
Wow, you're all in right now. When you're talking about that, you got to be talking about Kuzma and some of their young players. I don't know. I unless you can get LeBron, they got Rondo signed, the Lakers do, or Larry's going there. You got to get shooters around LeBron, and unless they just get a whole bunch of shooters really quickly to fill in, then maybe you mortgage the farm and trade a bunch of young guys. But I don't know. I honestly would probably take my chance at next summer with Kawhi. That's the ideal situation. You retain your assets. You have your young players still. You got your young core. You got LeBron, and you got Kawhi. I mean, that would be the perfect. But hey, depending on the deal, boy, it would the thought of having Kawhi and LeBron James out there together is really enticing. And gosh, if you're a shot caller, Griff did it too. It'd be hard not to do that. I don't care what you think about the following year, but it'd be hard not to make a trade like for a Kawhi with those young guys. I'm not sure what I'd give for Cousins, in that signing him, taking him space for next year. I don't know. I like him. I'm just not with LeBron. I'm just kind of wondering in today's game, beating Golden State, what kind of fit that is. But they're gonna have some. You get LeBron, it gives you a lot of options, and he's a good recruiter. I think he can talk some of those guys into maybe coming next summer, and then having Ingram and all these guys develop Kuzma, Ball, and then maybe really make a run for the next 3 years at a championship.
Kevin, really appreciate it. Get back to swinging the golf clubs, dropping a line in the water, and doing all the great things that you love to do, man. We'll see you perhaps out there in Vegas for the Summer League.
You got it, guys. Great talking to you. Take care.
Yes, sir. We love that guy, Kevin McHale. And up next on Free Agent Fever, we break down the restricted free agent market, which is headed up by Rocket Center and most improved player candidate Clint Capella. Don't go anywhere. A couple of bits of news. The Lakers, according to reports, have renounced Julius Randle's rights, making him an unrestricted free agent. He entered free agency as a restricted free agent. And so now we'll see what's up with Julius Randle, who averaged 16, 8, and almost 3 assists last year. And the Lakers had signed, according to reports, or have come to an agreement with Rajon Rondo. 1 year, $9 million. Rondo, of course, was fantastic with New Orleans last year. David Aldridge tweets, the Lakers certainly are clearing a path for Boogie with these moves. We shall see. Summer League action coming up tonight on NBA TV. It is the Hawks and Grizzlies at 7 p.m. It is Trae Young making his pro debut. Jaren Jackson Jr. the same. Warriors and Heat at 9. And the Kings and Lakers in the debut of Marvin Bagley III at 11. So you know what to do. Leave the remote right where it is. We're back on Free Agent Fever with a look at notable restricted free agents. And, of course, Julius Randle having his rights renounced, no longer restricted. He's unrestricted. And Aaron Gordon agreeing with the Orlando Magic, 4 years, $84 million, reported. He no longer is a restricted free agent. And it's Capella, Levine, Smart, Parker, Nurkic, Exum. There are others. Brendan, I start with you with Clint Capella. Is he a max guy?
Max, like when you say max, like $40 million a year?
But, I mean, not like that. But the point is Houston going to have to do whatever it takes, even if it's an uncomfortable amount of money to keep Clint Capella?
Yes. You might have to be a little bit uncomfortable to keep Clint Capella because he's essential to them winning. I think he's just as important to their team as James Harden and Chris Paul. Now, of course, those guys score the ball more. But what he does from an offensive and defensive standpoint, you can't find a lot of guys that can do that. He's an excellent screener. He rolls to the basket. He plays above the rim. And every time he rolls to the basket, he activates the weak side of the defense. He forces that weak side man to make a decision. Am I going to let Clint Capella catch a lob and dunk all over my head all night long, or am I going to rotate off of this three-point shooter and give up the three-point shot in the corner? That is essential to the Mike D'Antoni offense and how they run their offense right now. They need Clint Capella to do that. And on top of that, he's one of the few guys that can make those plays above the rim, switch out on screen and rolls, move his feet with several slides, and keep up with guards and wing players. You saw in the Western Conference Finals, there were several times he got switched on Kevin Durant. And even though Kevin Durant hit a shot, Clint Capella was there with him step for step. Not a lot of bigs can do that. They have to have Clint Capella. They cannot afford to let him walk. Ariza already walked. They cannot afford to let Clint Capella walk. If they lose both those guys, this team won't be the same team that we saw this year.
Totally agree.
Griff, do the Bulls have to feel a similar way about Zach LaVine? You make the huge move with Minnesota, the Jimmy Butler trade. You get Dunn, you get Markkanen, you get LaVine. Do they have to keep him? Do they have to keep him even if the number's uncomfortable?
No. I think they keep him on their number. I think Zach LaVine is a terrific young talent, but because he's coming off the injury that he is, and there's so little available cap space, they can match an offer, certainly, and I think they would match a very large offer. But they really are holding all the cards now simply because he is coming off the injury, and there's nobody really available to load it up and put them in an uncomfortable position. So should they value him enough that they would match a big offer? Yeah. But they're very leveraged right now because it's not likely to be forthcoming.
Real quick, would you go north of 20 mil per year to keep Zach LaVine?
Boy, that's hard to know. I mean, it's hard to know unless you know he's healthy. I mean, you're talking about a guy who is, to this point, as much about athleticism as anything else. Yes, I think you would have to, in much the same way that Orlando had to pay him that money. But, man, when you haven't been the reason a team wins basketball games and you're not predicting yourselves to win a lot of them now, going 20 deep for multiple years on the wrong guy can really be debilitating. And I'm not saying Zach is the wrong guy, but you sure don't want to have to go that far.
I'm risking it all for a player like Zach LaVine. I mean, he's everything I want in a budding young superstar. He's athletic. I know he had an ACL injury, but people come back from ACL injuries a lot quicker than they do from Achilles. So he's a super athlete. He works incredibly hard, a gym rat. Anytime you have a guy that can jump out of the gym and has good lateral quickness and is fast and quick and can jump, and that guy works hard, I'll bet on him every time.
Good stuff, guys. Free agent fever, and we're rolling on here, taking you to 7 p.m. Eastern time, at which point Summer League action comes your way from Salt Lake City in Utah. Rondo no longer a Pelican. He is now a Laker. We'll talk about that next.